Questions?
How long did you take once you got feedback saying that I don't want to see graphs and all that? How long did you come back with the new product?
6 months.
6 months. And then it was accepted also.
Yeah.
Customers were more.
Still not accepted that widely because see, there is a huge gap. There is a huge gap between somebody giving you a feedback. Feedbacks are free.
Buying.
Buying is they have to pay. So people still backtrack, but that's part of business. They will give. But what happened was we could develop a new IP. We could develop a product which market wants. Yes, out of 200 interviews, not all 200 are going to buy, but 20 bought it. So it's always if you talk to 200 people, 10% will respond. 1% will actually take what you're selling. It's like that. So, any other question? Yes.
Yeah, I actually have a problem. See, I myself think my idea is great or something, but I'm afraid of sharing the idea with other people because, like, a friend of mine shared his idea with me, and I thought of 20 ways to make his idea better. And I feel with someone who has a lot of money, he can just create the website or something immediately and take away his idea and stuff like that. So
have you started the company?
Yeah, I mean the website is under construction, but yeah, it's almost done.
It's done, right?
Yeah, but someone who has much more money than me,
you will not have a business if you don't start and if you don't share. Simple. Can you patent it? But remember, patents don't grant anything. It's 4-year process. It's just a paper that is filed. After 4 years, you will get the benefit, but you may not have a business today. So you have to start. You have to fight the competition. You will have to innovate. Innovation is continuous process. You have to innovate. You have to pivot.
How difficult it is for a non-tech guy, to start. Because let's say I have an idea in mind, okay, but this completely depends upon certain technology, right? But I have no idea about how to use the technology. So how difficult it is? Like, should we come to a conclusion, right? That if you are building a tech product, you need a tech guy to come up with that product, and a non-tech guy just cannot build that.
No. It's not that straightforward. Like, it's not just you cannot say it that way, right? Think from this perspective. Like, if you see the history of all startups, all the big companies, there were always 2 founders. One handled the technology, other one handled the business. Just see the history of any company that has become big. You have to decide if you have to be good at something, you have to bring something to the table, and you can find a tech co-founder. He can drive the technology, you can drive the business side of it. You have the idea, then you have to chalk out a plan, and you have to create that vision for him as well. See, it's not always about, technology is only 10% of the business, 10 to 15% max. Rest is sales, marketing, strategy, funding, how to acquire a customer. If you are good at that aspect, yes, you can take that role of the business. It's not always.
Sorry to counter it, but when you just have an idea, so the next step is to create an MVP and then go to the market. So when you're in the process of creating that MVP, sales and funding is at a very later stage, but there is tech which is important.
You don't have to, before MVP comes a business presentation, can you create a business plan?
I already have a business plan.
You have to drive that vision then. You have to drive that vision and you have to convince somebody. If you cannot convince a single person, how will you convince an investor? Think from that perspective. If you cannot convince a single guy to support your vision, who is a techie guy, how will you convince an investor? Investors will give you only 2 minutes to listen to your pitch. Here you can talk to your friends who might be technologists, who might be ready to take a dive on that. If you cannot convince them, there is no way of convincing an investor. It's like that.
Can I add to what you just
Yes,
said?
yes.
So I think you have made some very, very good points, which is there from a product standpoint, which
Yes.
comes in. The most important aspect for a product startup when you are at an MVP stage
Yeah.
is to ensure that what is the commercial use of that particular product.
Yes.
What is your target industry? Who is your target audience? Even before you go to an investor, even before you write your sales pitches and do presentations, you need to understand that is this MVP will be commercial? What is the end goal end of the day? The end goal is your product or services to be consumed by the masses. If it is not being consumed by the masses, what is the creating this whole cycle of doing all this will be of no use. Second, somebody asked about the idea of I created an idea and somebody stole it. The deep pockets will create that. You have an idea and you are not able to. Startup is all about taking risk. If you are not even sure about that somebody will copy that idea, there are multiple ways to protect it. You have trademarks, you have copyrights, you have IPRs, you have patents, all that will happen. At the idea stage, you are still so worried about my idea being copied and how will I run in this? This is a cutthroat competition itself here. Indian ecosystem in terms of startup has just started 4 or 5 years back. You are worried that somebody will copy my idea. There are people who have got copybook ideas from the Shark Tanks of the world and the Walls of the world, copying from US economy of the world. They got funded in India and they are becoming a billionaires. So it's just not about copying ideas, startup, MVP. Have the idea of taking risk. Startup is all about execution. If you are not, you might have the best of the technology, you might have the best of the team, but if you are not able to execute, a non-tech guy doing a technical product or a technical guy doing a non-tech product, end of the day, what is the goal? The company has to become big. How will the company become big? The reverse engineering of company becoming big is somebody is there to buy that product or services. Somebody is there to consume that aspect of it. If you are not able to do so, or you are not able to strategize to make sure that this execution happens on ground very meticulously, you are a failed startup. And startup with no customers is a hobby.
Expensive.
One sentence to people who are not willing to share their ideas, somebody else will be living your dream. Simple as that. If you don't execute, if you don't share, somebody else will, and somebody else will be living your dream.
Yes, so, I just have one experience to share. I mean, there are many experiences to share. So I was at this entrepreneur workshop, 8 or 9 hour long, usual day-long workshop at a particular prestigious college group in Pune, and they had invited students from all over the campuses, all colleges in Pune. And at the start of the session, I just introduced myself and then got the introductions done and told them to share their ideas. So what kind of ideas? Typically, same mentality. 90% of them were like reluctant. We are just here to network or learn about what is entrepreneurship. You can Google that and find out what is entrepreneurship. There are n number of presentations on SlideShare and all those things. बहुत सारा ज्ञान मिल जाएगा. Do you want to share the ideas? I was like, okay, we'll just sit through the presentation. See. We got to several stages from the entrepreneurship concept to business plan to various other concepts. I didn't even cover funding or the legal part. That's like a different ballgame altogether. At the end of the session, or at the end of the day, as you would call it, there were at least half a dozen, not even half a dozen, more than a dozen girls and boys who came on stage and shared their ideas. The guys who used to sit in the corner, the girl more interested in a smartphone rather than anything else, or the guys chatting on each other, they were the ones who actually got on stage, shared their ideas. So my metric of the success of the workshop was those guys who were not willing, they came on stage, and I told them that, believe me, I can challenge you right here. The moment you share an idea, some guy or girl in this room will actually have more or less a similar idea that you're working on. Or I'll tell you an idea on which half a dozen other guys are already working on. And that is exactly what happened. When they presented the ideas, there were at least 2 people in the room who were thinking of the similar idea, or with a twist. Or I told them experience of my friends who have already started working on those ideas, or who have got funded on these things. And they were like typical Pune audiences. There were a lot of direct feedback right from the audience, right there, to their own batchmates, to the guys from the other colleges. So my friends actually went down and shared their ideas with like at least half a dozen or a dozen people in the entrepreneurial community, knowing fully well he or she might be a potential competitor. But at the end of the day, 3 of my friends got their co-founders because they found synergy with another guy who had similar ideas. The only thing was somebody from the tech field, somebody from the marketing field, somebody from some other field got together, founded a startup. So they became actually co-founders instead of being competitors. So like he said, if he is also looking for an investor, you could have a similar idea which runs on tech. He's from the IT industry, but then there are so many guys who are good at some other marketing. Like last 6 months, no marketing, just word of mouth, ecosystem, all these other guys. You could actually step on board with investment or with some ideas or with some particular skills that you have and become a co-founder in these kind of startups. So that is how the ecosystem goes.
And don't worry about competition. If you're worrying about competition, means you're not innovating fast. Second aspect is, don't worry about somebody stealing your idea. If you cannot think from this perspective, Amit said, right? You can find your co-founder. You might have excited somebody else with your idea. That's fine. You may find a co-founder, your future employees, your future investor, for that matter. But you have to talk. You have to share. If you don't share, there is no business. Everyone. This mindset comes from techie. I am being myself an engineer. Yes, I had that. I had that mindset that I'm not going to share my secret sauce. It doesn't work. It doesn't work because startup is all about selling. You are selling it to investors. You are selling it to your family. You are selling it to your colleagues. You are selling it everywhere. If you cannot sell, you don't have a business. Money is always available. Remember that. Money is available based on your ability to sell. When you are pitching to an investor, you are selling yourself. It sounds bad, but it's not. It's a fact. When you are pitching, investors don't put money on the technology first. They put on the team. If the team can execute, if they can sell. Same way, when you go to a customer, you are selling your product. When you talk to someone, you are selling an idea. Can they give you an honest feedback or not? That's the question. If everybody starts saying this is great, you have to think on the other side, there is something wrong in that. If everybody says it's great, you have to see the other side of it as well. And at the end of the day, it's your judgment. You have to take that call. If it works, it kicks off. With product development, markets will guide you. Trust me, markets will guide you. They will give you a direction. It's just that you have to grab it.
Started to silence. No more questions?
One here.
Yes.
You are into, you said, the hardware and software solution,
Yes.
which will digitize the machine or make the machine smarter.
Yes.
Can you little bit elaborate which are the target customers for this and what exactly is it?
So basically, we are targeting manufacturing facilities. Manufacturing facilities means any type of large-scale companies like auto ancillaries, for example, who make small products for larger automobile companies. Then, for example, Harley Davidson is one of our customers. Rolls Royce is one of our customers. They have these huge manufacturing plants. They have CNCs, lathe machines, honing machines, toning machines. But there is no real-time data collection, visualization, management, and analytics. If those machines go down, there is a huge cost associated with that. So, and then there is operational intelligence piece that comes. When you have the data, you can do a number of things. So what we enable is quick data collection on these machines.
Something
With hardware
like
and
MES.
software. Huh?
Is it something like MES or something?
Not exactly MES. MES. See, data collection and analytics is only a part of the puzzle. MES stops at somebody analyzing the data. What we do is automatic data analysis and finally feeding that information into business processes. I can analyze as much data as I want, but if I cannot take a smart business decision on that data is again useless. It's just a hard drive sitting on my computer. So what we enable is we enable those insights that are generated by the system to be fed into the business decision softwares like CRM systems, ERP systems, Salesforce. So it's an end-to-end solution, right from data collection to the right business decision, business action basically.
Just like in your case, you mentioned that for complex ideas and complex technologies, it is difficult to make people understand. So, isn't it difficult to make people? Isn't it more difficult to make people understand in the MVP stage when you just have a presentation and idea? When you are trying to validate your idea, isn't it more difficult to validate it with the presentation rather than the actual product? So, at what means how we should decide whether we should try to validate with a presentation idea or we should build a basic product?
My take on that is, see, with softwares to some extent it's easy. You can show up software. With respect, if you have a hardware product, if you have anything physical, then it's slightly difficult to show, honestly.
But even with softwares, when you don't have the actual screenshots and actual interface,
You can still have wireframes. You can still have wireframes. Wireframes don't require a lot of technical skill set. You can still design a beautiful web page showing the idea. It depends from what is your product, what is your idea. It can be very, very simple. One thing is absolutely clear: if you cannot explain it using a presentation. See, everybody is going to see a presentation. Whether you go to a customer site, the first thing is the presentation. If you cannot explain it in a presentation, you cannot build a story around it. You cannot show it in a simplified manner. You don't have a business. Simple as that. If you cannot, that's the first hurdle you have to cross. You have to build a story around it. If I want to explain you my sensor technology right now, the sensor technology that I had developed was, the sensor used to sit on a bearing cage, rotating part of the bearing. Half of the audience didn't know what bearing is. The way we explained it was the first slide was a burning train, and we showed an actual accident that happened because a bearing failure happened. Then people were like, okay, they at least understood. We got their attention. That okay, this guy's talking. I have to pay attention first, right? Then the next step was you have to explain what is a bearing. It's the most integral part of any rotating system. Any rotating system you take. Then we explained it, okay, what our sensor does. We did it in a very simple manner. We showed an image of the current sensor technology measure the temperature of the bearing from outside. We do it internally. We explained it in a different way. We showed a picture of a mother taking her kid's temperature by putting her hand, and another mother taking the temperature using a thermometer. That's the difference. And that's how they understood the system. So you have to relate to it. For such complex technologies, you have to be innovative.
Another question. Is it easy to find people who are going to listen to you in that stage? Means, should you spend money to have an audience in that if you can't find such people?
You can find, right? You are attending this session, right? If you pitch here, you will obviously find 4 or 5 people who can help you. If they cannot help you, they will be able to connect you to someone who can help you, right? You have to network. Startup is all about risk and networking. That's like from day one. Later on it becomes a money making as well. But it's initial phase, first 3 to 4 months, 3 months at least, is you have to build your network. If you don't have a network, you will not have a sustainable business, because you need help at every stage. Whether it's investors, whether it's customers, whether it's product development, developing a market strategy, accounts, CAs, lawyers. You need all of those for a business. You have to talk to people. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So just so initially, did you have to give your product for free to try it out, or
Never give it for free. You have to get something in return. I'll explain you why you cannot give it for free. It depends on products to products as well. If you give it for free, people take it for granted. Simple as that. Even if he's ready to pay 1 rupee on that product, there is some skin in the game. He is showing some inclination. Free में सब ले लेते हैं. Free में अब हम भी ले लेते हैं जो मिलता है. You never. At least so one of the examples I give. Some customers are adamant that we want it for free. We give it to them, and we say, whatever data comes from that system, we own the data. And what I can do is I can develop a case study for other customers and his competitors. That's how we sell it. You cannot, there has to be some skin in the game. There has to be some skin in the game.
So, thanks Rakesh, thanks for the presentation. So, all the while he was actually speaking with the mic off.
Oh, no, I turned it on.
So, I am sure you will be mulling over a lot of information that has been disseminated. A lot of people who have ideas, and you can create your own questions. I see some of you are noting down on your smartphones or your notepads. So, the different presentations that you've seen today, plus the guest speaker session, that would have given you some kind of thing, some kind of inspiration to work upon, and hopefully that will help you to create or pivot your business plan in a different way. I should be doing this, I should not be doing this, so on and so forth. And getting off is the most hardest part.